Motor City Casino Hotel currently does not have a performance management system. I believe we need to implement one, and it'll be our way to excel our management team to the next level. Why do I believe we need it? There are a few reasons. To help management achieve strategic business objectives, we're going to furnish valid and useful information for making an administrative decision about employees. It informs employees of how they are doing, where improvements can be made. The feedback given can be used to help with development. It can help identify future training needs. You can collect useful information that can be used for various purposes like administrative decisions. The process from performance management is an ongoing process. It's not something that you do once a year. Contains several components, and if one or more is poorly implemented, it can affect all of them. This isn't your typical once a year get together, sit down, and discuss their performance. This is something that should be done on a quarterly basis. These components are the prerequisites, performance planning, performance execution, performance assessment, performance review, and performance renewal and recontracting. The prerequisites are two important prerequisites are required before a performance management system is implemented. First, you need to have knowledge of the organization's mission. And the Motor City Casino Hotel's mission is being a finely tuned, high performance operation, delivering a fun and memorial, authentic Detroit experience. And we need to get with MCCH's strategic goals. Knowledge of each position also needs to be reviewed. In the performance planning part, the evaluator and the employee being evaluated will meet to discuss what needs to be done or a certain outcome the employee must produce prior to the end of the evaluation period. How the employee interacts with the customer, peers, and staff will be noted. The evaluator and employee will agree on a developmental plan for a time period. Again, this performance plan will just be subjected for the management staff only. For the execution, during the evaluation period, the employee is responsible for the following. So this will be the supervisor or the manager being evaluated. They have to make a commitment to a goal achievement. They also need to seek out performance feedback and coaching from their supervisors. Communicate regularly with the supervisor to find out where they feel they are at or where the supervisor needs them to improve. Provide updates to the supervisor on the progress of the goals that they have set. Prepare for performance review by seeking out feedback from their peers and customers. Under the performance assessment, the employee and manager take assessment on whether the results and behaviors discussed in the performance planning were met. The employee and supervisor should both complete an evaluation on the employee. But it doesn't stop there. We're going to later talk about all the people that can provide you insights on how well the employee is doing. During the performance review, this is where the employee and the manager meet to discuss the evaluation that they both have completed. So at this point, the employee has evaluated themselves and the supervisor has done an evaluation. This meeting will cover the past, what has been done, the present, what compensation is received or denied as a result, and the future of the goals to be attained before upcoming review session. Again, this is just a beginning part of it with the employee and the supervisor, where we're also going to include their peers and customer feedback as part of the performance review. For the performance renewal and recontracting, this is when the information collected throughout the process, the quarter that we're using, is looked at and changes can be made as needed. If they were overcompensating for their goals, we can adjust those goals in order to make their goals more achievable in the next quarter. There are three factors of performance: declarative knowledge, procedural knowledge, and motivation. Declarative knowledge is having the knowledge of knowing how to do something, knowing the ins and outs of it. The procedural knowledge is having done it and can walk through the system. The motivation is the level of effort being put in. the expended effort, and the persist in the expenditure of the level of effort. So as you can see here, the performance equals declarative times procedural times motivation. With these key factors, if one of them fails, it affects the whole evaluation. They must be excelling in all of these. The performance appraisal that I suggest that we implement here is the absolute behavior checklist. There are several different ways to complete an evaluation. I believe that the MCCH to use, the best thing would be to use the behavior checklist. This is a form that lists behavior statements that are indicators of various competencies to be measured. To get the most accurate picture of the employee, more than one person should complete this form. This is where we get to the 360-degree feedback. This system obtains a feedback from the employee, peers of the employee, customers of the employee, the subordinates of the employee, and the employee's supervisor. Each will rate the employee on a 7-point scale on their behaviors and their performance. The 7-point scale, as you can see here, ranges from 7 being the highest as always, going down to never being 1. For instance, the one question, being on time for work. Everybody will evaluate at this point and go accordingly and give the proper score. Of course, there's going to be incidences where we have biases happening with the evaluation. Those are the things we need to look out for and prepare the employees for throughout this process. Also, anybody who's going to be taking part in the evaluation form. It might be impossible to eliminate all biases, but it's important to discuss the common errors made when rating an employee. For those that will be doing the evaluation, it is important to know what to watch out for. These are the things where we want to compare somebody to myself or contrast comparing another employee to another employee. We have to remember we're rating just that employee. So we have to watch out for comparing them, rating them to other, overcompensating, undercompensating. There's a training class that we can put together, just a brief notation, even it could be sent out in a pamphlet for those to read in before they provide the evaluation. We have to have a range for our scoring. We need to have certain marks that we are going to commit to, where we will not allow a employee to go, or supervisor or manager to go less than a certain score. So a minimum score must be set and should be kept for all employees being evaluated. Performance improvement plan we put into place for those that fall below the minimum score. They will have 1 quarter to improve that minimum score. And if they have not improved that minimum score, then we would have to be given to progressive discipline. There also should be a number set for a bonus score, and anybody who scores at that number or above it will be eligible for the bonus at the end of the year. Communicate that this process is going to take place. We can have a mandatory meeting, which has been done in the past for several different reasons. Will be set for all supervisors to have to attend, where we're going to discuss the performance evaluations and how they're going to be implemented. Samples of these evaluations will be handed out and questions will be answered at this time. Also, we'll provide them with a start date. This will get them ready and prepared to implement the performance management system that is needed. In conclusion, putting a performance management system into place will help evolve the management staff here at MCCH. Those that are not performing to standards will be identified and provided the necessary help to improve. Save on money. Not everyone will make the high mark and be eligible for the bonus, but that can motivate them for improvement. And improvement is something that we always desire to have. Hopefully, your money won't be saved too much. However, if we're going to be doing the annual bonuses that we get, I believe that not everybody works the same, should be rewarded the same. So if they reach this maximum level or the potential cutoff mark for bonuses, then they should be rewarded. And those that are in between have something to look forward to as they plan out their goals. Reference for this material was received from Herman Angus from 2013 book Performance Management 3rd edition from the Pearson's editor.